Hello, my little June bugs. Welcome back to the June Bugs and Fireflies Tarot channel. I don't know about you, but I had kind of a rough week. And when I drew these cards, it seemed perfectly fitting for the energy that I needed, if not all three. So please pick the pile that you're most drawn to. You can choose the three cards we have, which are the Ram and Dahlia with Determination, or the Ladybug and Sweet Pea with Happiness, or we have the Deer and Oat with Healing. You can also pick from the three crystals here, which is Howlite, Rhodonite, or the Lapis. And Lapis is really pretty, really blue. I don't know if you can see it, or it's capturing how the blue tint is really, really pretty in the light. Of course, the Rhodonite. I love this. It reminds me of the color of bubblegum. I always want to like pop it in my mouth and chew it. And then the Howlite point, which I love. Feels like marble. It's one of my favorite stones. Okay, so pick the pile you're most drawn to, and I will see you in your reading, and the markers for the readings are in the description box below. See you soon. Okay, if you chose pile number 1, you chose the Ram and Dahlia with Determination, as well as the Howlite crystal. I'll go ahead and set this here in front of the candle. And let me set your tarot cards aside. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. So I guess you picked this because you were in need of some determination, or you just felt drawn to the Howlite. I know I was in desperate need of some determination this week, so I don't blame you. And even though this is a tarot card, I like using it like an oracle card, just because I feel like these cards, the Everyday Witch Tarot, has really beautiful stories on them. And this is the Five of Swords, and to me, this, when I see this, the first thing that pops in my head is too many cooks in the kitchen. I know the meaning of this card in tarot, I believe, is that someone's besting you, so you don't feel good enough or strong enough, right? So you need determination. So that makes sense that this was pulled. So it looks like this witch is out mastering the other two. She's able to control all the swords, and they're not able to control any, and they feel not very good. They're crying, not feeling very strong. The next card we have is Manifest Your Wishes. Well, only you can do that, that's for sure. Nobody else can do it for you. Whatever you want, you need to believe in 100%. This next card is also a tarot card, but because of the words on it, I choose to use it like an oracle card. And you have the Hanged Man with letting go, pause, and sacrifice. So this is about perspective. So this is very interesting. I like that it's brought up perspective, because it makes these other two cards, this determination, I believe, goes along with your perspective, right? Always be open to another perspective. So always have empathy for someone else and their point of view, or in your case, if it doesn't have to do with anyone else, it just has to do with you, question your perspective. Ask questions. Ask if it's true. Ask if it makes sense. Ask if it's logical. You know, make sure that your perspective is tried and true, and it's not just, oh, I'm just sticking to it because this is the first thing I think and feel. If you base your perspective off your feelings or past experiences, you may be limiting yourself to your future and manifesting your wishes. And this also leads me to this card with perspective. So I could look at this card and think that those two witches, like the tarot says, you know, don't feel strong enough. They feel bested. They feel like they lost the battle. And then you can look at the other witch and she could appear as if she's won the battle because she's controlling everything and the other two aren't. Or, like I said, when I look at it, I feel like there's too many cooks in the kitchen. So I feel like it's not that they've been bested. It's that maybe this is a bully. Maybe this is someone who stole something from them, took away something they needed, a tool, you know, that they normally use in order to have control in their environment, or control over whatever they're trying to manifest. So it could be that someone or something sabotaged you in some way. So it's not like they don't feel good enough. It's that the other person stole it away. And there's too many cooks in the kitchen. So whatever this is, there's too many of them trying to do the same thing. Whereas a change in perspective would be that instead of all three of them trying to master swords, maybe they all should choose something different and unique to themselves so that they become masters of one particular thing that somebody else isn't already a master of. Okay, next one we have is the captain taking command, teamwork. I like that this is here with the witches in the cauldron, because another perspective is she could be the captain and they're not helping with teamwork, right? They just feel like, why aren't I the boss? They're crying about it. That's another perspective you could take on it. So it could be that the captain just has determination. She's manifesting her wishes, and she has a whole happier perspective on the whole thing, so she's succeeding where the other two are failing. So that may be what this reading is about, you know. This whole reading may be about, you know, knowing how to be a captain on a team to manifest your wishes, but you need to have an open perspective and determination in order to make that, you know, cohesive and work with everybody. Let's see the next card. Sadness. This is a sad card. My heart feels heavy with this card, just like the cloud does. It's ready to start raining, looks like. Aw. Yeah, sometimes when we lack determination or we're in need of determination because we feel taxed or overdrawn, you know, our cup is running out of strength. We don't have anything to fill it with. It could make us a little sad, for sure. It could definitely make us feel like we don't have enough gas in the engine or in the tank to drive the car anywhere. So yeah, I think a lack of feeling that you don't have enough can definitely lead to some sadness. And last but not least, we have magic. So that's nice that that's underneath the witches here. So yeah, I feel like you're seeking some determination, but I feel like that's up to you to manifest. It's up to you to believe in yourself. It's up to you to have a different perspective on your situation. You can't just dwell on the negatives that we see or that we perceive, and we can't let sadness take a hold of us for too long. Obviously, it's okay to feel your emotions. Don't stuff them. Definitely feel them, get them out. But just realize that feelings are not always true. They are real, but they're not always true because their feelings are based on our thoughts. So if we're not controlling our thoughts and we're letting our thoughts control us, the feelings we're having around those thoughts may not necessarily be correct. and they may be actually weakening us, emptying our cup. We may be emptying our own cup, basically, with negative thoughts or negative perceptions of things. It's always good to have an open mind and remember to, manifest your own magic. Everything's possible if you believe it is. So I definitely think that's what your oracle cards are saying here. I'm going to put this one over here. I think you can still see it. Now we have room for your tarot cards. Okay. And let's pop these over. So we have the Keeper of Coins, the Crown of Swords, and we have the Hermit. Okay. So in this case, the Keeper of Coins is the Queen of Pentacles, the Crown of Swords is the King of Swords, and obviously the Hermit. That name stayed the same within this tarot deck. When I see these cards, when I just look at them and I, intuitively read them, obviously she has a key. She knows the key. She knows how to get herself out of the web. And the king, obviously, he's a master of the sword. I feel like the king is this witch here who's mastering the swords, right? He's got that on lock. And then, of course, we all know the hermit, seeking solitude, maybe. But I feel like the hermit also is a seeker of light, kind of like all of us little June bugs. He holds that candle there saying that come into the light, come into your knowledge. Don't forget about your own magic. He may, the hermit, he or she may seek solitude, but I think that solitude is a way to collect data. It's a way to do reflection on oneself. It's a way to find out, if your thoughts are true. So I think the hermit is speaking to, questioning your perspective, questioning your feelings of sadness, questioning whether or not you are lacking power or you have power. So that's how I see this card right here. I mean, the lessons of these cards, I did look up because I don't necessarily read tarot the way typical tarot card readers do, because I'm an empath. I read energy. I try to look at the cards intuitively, but I try to pick up on the energy here. And for me, this and this card really spoke to the energy of this pull, which is basically, and this one too, is basically magic is within you, but you have to believe it's within you. You have to believe you're the unicorn. If you don't believe you're the unicorn, if you believe you can't do it, if you believe you're not good enough, then that's exactly what you're going to be. You're not going to be a unicorn. You're not going to be good enough. And you're never going to be able to create your own magic, because that's what you believe. So if you want the determination to keep going, if you want to have a better situation, if you want to be a captain, if you want to lead your own team, I think what's most important is that you believe in yourself. It doesn't matter what anyone else has ever told you your whole life. What anybody else says about you doesn't have anything to do with you and is literally none of your business. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you. They're not living your life. And usually honestly, the people that call anybody else a name or belittle anybody else, all they're doing is projecting their own shame and feelings onto you. It has really nothing to do with you. But you do need to believe in yourself. You do need to have faith that you are good enough, you're strong enough. that you are a master of the swords, because only you hold the key to your own magic. Only you can unlock and get yourself out of this web, so that you unlock all the gifts and the magic and the prizes and the wishes that you have inside of you. So I definitely believe this is what your reading is telling you. So the lesson of the hermit is always, in silence and solitude, I can encourage my inner voice to speak. With the King of Swords, it's, I know when to hold back and when to act. And with the Queen of Pentacles, it's, I care for myself so that I may care for others. So all of these lessons are very important, and how you treat yourself is a direct reflection of how you treat other people. So that's what I was saying, like, if somebody else is being negative towards you, or calling you a name, or saying you're not good enough, or treating you as if you aren't good enough, that's just how they feel inside. And instead of facing that and questioning that and getting to the bottom of that feeling or emotion, they just project it onto you or other people. And yes, it hurts for sure. I know what that feels like, but just remember, it's not about you. It's really not about you. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. So just remember that. Tell yourself that. Anytime someone says something that hurts your feelings and you want to feel that little twinge in your heart, that little stab you feel, tell yourself, you know what? I'm not going to let them take my peace away. I'm not going to let them destroy my magic. And I realize this has everything to do with them and nothing to do with me. So I think remembering that is what's going to keep you on the determined path, to help you manifest your wishes, to help you be the captain of your life. And that ultimately will lead you to better people, better relationships, and a more grateful, happy perspective on life in general. So that is what I see for this reading, and I hope you like it. And if it resonates with you, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, because I know I'm new, but I hope I resonate with you. I hope you like me. Please like me. Be Sally Field at the Oscars. I'm aging myself right now, where she goes up and accepts it and says, "You like me. You really like me." No, I believe in myself. I don't need you to like me, but it's nice if you do. Because then I know that I'm helping you in some way, and that's really what I want to do. Without the like, without this subscription, I don't know if what I'm saying or doing is helping anybody. I'm not getting any feedback otherwise, so I have to just keep doing what I'm doing and hoping I'm reaching out to people and helping them feel a little less alone in the world, a little more heard, and a little more understood. So I hope I do that for you. I hope you subscribe and like this video, and I will see you in your next reading. Bye. Hello, my beautiful June bugs. You have chosen pile number 2 with the pink rhodonite, the bubblegum swirl rhodonite. I love very much. Take away the highlight from the previous reading and replace it with your rhodonite. And you also chose happiness with the ladybug and sweet pea. And I know we all could use a little happiness, and maybe you felt drawn to the card because you are happy, which is also wonderful. So let me set that here, and let me put your tarot cards over here. And this is a tarot card, but I like to use it as an oracle card simply because the Everyday Witch Tarot has such great stories, intuitive storytelling on it. And I love that about this. This is the 4 of Cups. And I feel like when I see this card, the look on this little man's face, he looks younger, the server, whoever this is coming in the doorway, the look on his face, I feel like he has a lot of empathy for the man at the table. I feel like he feels sad for him because that man or in this case, anyone, you, a person, is feeling unfulfilled. They have 3 cups in front of them and they're still unhappy. Yet he's bringing one more. So it's not like they're done. It's not like there's not enough cups. He still has another one to bring. And yet the man is too focused on what he doesn't have instead of what he has. And I think this makes the server or the person coming through the door feel sad for him, because, you know, his heart hurts for him that he's not realizing that there's still another gift that he has to receive, that it isn't the end. And he doesn't need to feel so disconcerted, because the man at the table feels very confused, disconcerted, just over it all, kind of. So that's kind of what I see in that card. Let's see what else we have. We have angels are all around you, energizing your soul. Oh, that goes with happiness, doesn't it? It's like trying to tell the man at the table, hey, your angels are all around you. They're energizing your soul. Stop focusing on the negative, right? Okay, this is also a tarot card, but because of what it says, I like using them as oracle cards. And this is the Ace of Needles, which I believe is the Ace of Swords. And this is saying breakthrough, intellect, clarity. I like this card. Seems industrious. Makes me feel a spark. I feel like there's a spark happening. Next we have the Archer. Biding your time, planning ahead. Yes, if you're an archer, right, you can't just shoot the arrow. You can't just blindly pull back and boing. You actually, in order to hit a target, you have to focus on it, right? You have to have patience, take your time. You need to plan ahead. A lot of times, especially if you're trying to hit a moving target, obviously you have to try and point the arrow ahead of where your target is moving, so that when your arrow reaches it, it hits the target. So yeah, this makes sense that is the Archer card. Let's see what else we have. Hunger. I like that this goes with the Archer here. It's like you have a hunger because you're okay with planning ahead, you're okay with biding your time, you're okay with what does this say on here? You're okay with using your intellect, right, to seek out clarity. Helps you break through what the man at the table is just focusing so hard on, these 3 empty chalices, where the young boy is coming with a full one, another one that he is forgetting about. So I like that. And last but not least, we have Omen. This is a unicorn card. I like how it says it's not a raven. It's a unicorn dressed as a raven. Her horn is the beak. Beautiful card. An omen. Omens aren't necessarily bad. An omen can also be a warning. So maybe this is a warning that if you want to maintain happiness in life, you have to remember your angels are all around you and not focus on the negatives. Remember and be grateful for the future, because life is a circle. You know, it's a constant circle. It goes up and down, but it completes, you know. So sometimes you're down, but it's bound to go up again. And there was always a meme I always liked that said, congratulations, you've survived every horrible day you've ever lived through. So it's true. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like you need happiness because you don't have any, you're hungry for it, right? You have to remember that it's just around the corner. But the more you concentrate on what you don't have, the longer it will take for what you want to reach you. So even though you've told your angels, you know, what you wish for, what you desire, they want to give it to you. But if you keep focusing on what you don't have, every time they give it to you, you don't even notice it. You aren't even prepared for it. So the more you focus on the positive, the more you focus on what you want in life, and have hope and belief that, this ship is going to right itself. You're going to turn, things are going to turn around, because that's just the circle of life. I think that's when you'll have your breakthrough moment. But you need to be prepared. You need to know that you have to bide your time. You have to have a little patience with the process, but know that it's coming. But the more, like I said, the more you focus on what you don't have, the more you push what you have further out, and you're waiting that much longer, which is why you're so hungry for this happiness. So take this as a warning that if you really want this happiness, you better focus on that and not on the negative, because otherwise you're going to be stuck right here. You're going to be stuck in this. Your world isn't going to go up, because it's just going to keep twirling around in the negative until you finally see that there's a positive. Because if you can't see the positive, there's something I always think about. It's really easy to see the negative in the world. It's so easy to look around, look at news, look at online, look at people, look at anything in our environment and see the negative. I mean, news sensationalizes the negative, so that's all we see. They very rarely tell us about good things in the world. So when all you see is negative, your brain starts to believe that that's really all there is. So like the man at the table, these 3 chalices didn't have what he wanted, or the chalices themselves aren't what he was looking for. So he thinks that that's all there is. There's just this 3. It's never going to get any better than this. So I should just give up and forget about it. I'm never going to find my happiness, even though I'm hungry for it. But that's not true. Your angels are all around you. They hear you. And they're trying to energize you, but you're just not paying attention. So you're letting all those good things pass you by, because you've told your brain to focus on the negative only, because that's all you're thinking about. So it's important to change your frame of mind and focus your thoughts more on what's coming, what you have to look forward to. Focus on what your plans are. Focus on what you're hungry for. Don't focus on the fact that you don't have enough. Focus on what you want, and that's what that's going to be your breakthrough, and that's going to help you turn the arch to a positive. But it's really up to you. It's in your hands, because you control your thoughts. So it's up to you. So let's take a look at your tarot cards. And we have, we have the Sun card. Beautiful card. We love the Sun card. Let the sun shine. Open up your eyes. This is what I feel like. I feel like she's finally saying, okay, I give up. Enough of the negative. I just want to see the positive. Show me all the positive things. That's what I feel like this card represents. Next we have the King of Pentacles. He seems very relaxed. He's got his trusty best friend with him. He does not seem like he has a care in the world. To him, if there's something negative going on, he's not fretting about it. He knows that he's got what it takes, that everything's going to work out. He's fulfilled no matter what, and that his cup will always be filled. He's not worried about it. And last but not least, we have the Death card. Now, obviously, death is not necessarily a literal death. It could be, obviously, but to me, it's more of a rebirth, or an ending of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. And that has to do with what I was saying, that once you start focusing on the positive, once you let go of the negativity and believe that everything's going to work out and that there's nothing to worry about, you're going to get through this just like you got through everything else, and you're going to be okay. That good cycle's gonna come up in your favor, because you're gonna start focusing your attention on positive things that you have coming. You're gonna start seeing the happiness around you instead of the sadness. You're gonna believe your angels are gonna give you what you want, and it's just there. You just have to see it. You're gonna have that breakthrough, that you need. Just be patient. Keep your hunger. Don't ever. Hunger can mean a few things. It could mean that you're literally hungry, that you don't have enough of something. Or it could just mean that you want to stay competitive. You want to stay, what is it? The word I'm looking for. You want to be resilient. You know how they say stay hungry? Kind of like, so nothing in the world can knock you down. That's how I kind of see that. No negativity can knock you down, because you're hungry for the good. So you're constantly seeing the good around you because you're hungry for it. I think you're really tired of seeing the negative, to be honest. That's the energy I get. I get that you're on the cusp of wanting to break through and let go. You just need a little push, like, hey, don't forget, there's something else good just around the corner. But if you can't see it, it's just gonna push. It's just gonna float further away from you, because that's how you see things. You see the good just never happening to you. And I get that way. We all get that way. We all think like, why me? Why is it always one step forward and two steps back? But that happens to everybody. It's not. As humans, we're supposed to see the polarity. We're supposed to see the yin and the yang, the good and the bad. What we forget to do is put more energy into the focusing on the good and less energy focusing on the bad. So if you want to find your happiness, then you've got to have that breakthrough moment. You've got to stop focusing on the negative. You've got to have that rebirth and shift into a new cycle of gratitude and happiness. Stay hungry for happiness. The yellow here, right, represents the beautiful brightness of the sun, nurturing, and without the sun we wouldn't have things growing. There'd be no trees, there'd be no life, there'd be no animals living, there'd be no bacteria, there'd be nothing. Without the sun, our world would die. So hunger is a good thing. Be hungry for the positive in the world. Keep looking for it. Don't concentrate so much on what you don't have. And remember, there's so much that you do have, and that you just never know. Turn around. Just turn around. Open your eyes, and you're bound to see something good happening for you. Just believe that it will happen, and it will. I swear on whatever you believe in. For me, it's I swear, to the universe, and to I believe in God. So I swear that God is going to give you what you want. Your angels are all around you, and they're energizing your soul. They're telling you it's okay. It's okay. Relax. We hear you, and we know what you want. Just keep focusing on the positive, and you're going to see it. You're going to see it. It's kind of like a relay race, right? If you're not turning around and looking for the baton, you're going to fumble the pass, right? You're not going to catch the baton because you're not seeing it. You turn around and you see an empty hand. Well, that's not true. There's a baton in it, and she's trying to hand it to you, but you are not receiving because you are not open to receiving. So you need that breakthrough. You need to pierce through. I kind of like the intuitive reading of this as well, not so much like planning, but piercing through, right? You're trying to have that breakthrough where you realize that this is a cycle, right? It's a circle. The King of Pentacles knows life is a circle. And even if you're in the bottom, you're going to eventually be on top again. So every crappy moment you've ever lived through, you're here, right? You made it through. You didn't die. You made it through the storm. You weathered it. And just because, you had to go through hard times and it was rough, give yourself props for that. You did it. So don't believe that you can't do it again, because you can, and it will get better. Just have that hunger. Remember, there's so much good out there that you're just not seeing. Okay, my little June bugs, that is the reading I have for you today. And if it just resonates with you, please like and subscribe to the channel, like the video. Please tell others. I know I'm new and I don't have a lot of content on my channel yet, but I'm building that up, and I hope you want to come along on this journey with me, because I am here to connect with you, to try and help you in any way I can. My heart is open to you, and I hope you feel seen, heard, and understood. And have a blessed rest of your day, and I'll see you later. Bye. Hello, my little June bugs, and you have chosen pile number 3 with the crystal of the lapis, which this lighting does no justice to this. It's very beautiful, but we'll put it over here. And you've also chosen the card of the deer and the oat with healing. That makes me sigh when I hear that. I have a lot of pain in my body, and I wish I could heal it. I wish it would go away. I don't know if that's a part of you that you want healing, your body, but it could be your mind, your spirit, your soul. But either way, you are resonating with healing, some way, shape, or form. So let's see in what way we can discern. And this is the Everyday Witch Tarot, but I use it as an oracle card simply because these cards have so much intuition, so much imagery in them. So I really like what they represent. This witch is so focused on the 3 cups that were knocked over that she is completely ignoring the 2 cups that still remain, the food that's all over the table, the balloons. She's focusing too much on the negative. She's hurting because of what's happening here, but I think that's about perspective on her part. That's kind of how I read that card. So let's see what else we have. We have I am powerful and loved. This is also a tarot card, but because of the imagery and the words on it, I also use it as an oracle card. So this is the Knight of Needles, or the Knight of Swords. So this says unstoppable, focus, and courage. You're unstoppable. Remain focused and have courage. That kind of goes with I'm powerful, right? Next we have the Guide, inheritance, and correction. Interesting. So maybe we're not focusing on our spirit guides, or we're not seeing that they're around us and we feel alone. Keeps us focusing on the negative instead of the positive that we still have. Let's see. Mystery. Interesting. Daring with mermaid. Daring. I like that card. I'm not sure what your oracle cards, some of them, I mean, this one's clear to me. How these react to the others, I'm not sure. The mystery and the guide. Maybe, I mean, my mind said sometimes when life is a mystery and we don't know what we're going to get, we don't have control. Like she didn't have, I don't know how the 3 cups, were spilt, if she did it, or maybe the waves came in and knocked them over, something out of her control. But sometimes when something's a mystery, we feel helpless, right? Because we don't have control over something. We have to wait and see. And this card obviously is telling us that we're unstoppable. We just have to remain focused. And you have to have courage. And remember that, you've got, the way, right? It's your inheritance to be a guide. Like, you know how to get to the North Star. Just follow the North Star. Keep your eye on the prize, Correct any negative thoughts or perceptions. Remember that you're powerful, you're loved. Be daring, I think that's kind of what the oracle cards are saying. How that pertains to your healing. Maybe your spirit needs healing. Maybe you just feel a hollowness inside of you. Or maybe it's, maybe it's something you're always going to be searching for. Obviously, not everything in our lives can be healed. Some, like my pain that I suffer through daily, it's never going to go away at this point. But I can focus on the point that some days are better than others. Hopefully, as medical processes improve, hopefully my pain will improve. There'll be techniques or something I can do to improve the pain so that it lessens, and it doesn't take everything out of me. And I remember that I'm powerful and I'm loved, because when we feel like we're in pain, when we feel, even if it's our soul that needs healing, we don't feel loved. We feel out of place. Even though we know we're loved, we don't feel loved. Knowing you're loved and feeling loved are two different things. Thoughts and feelings are completely separate, and either one of them can be false. We control our thoughts, okay? And our thoughts, therefore, control our feelings. So if we have control over our thoughts, if we remain that we're the guide, it's inherent in us that we control. We do have control of us. We may not have control of the world. That may be a mystery. I don't know how those 3 cups got, I don't know the card before this one that says how they got knocked over. I don't have the rest of the picture. But I do know that there's still 2 more cups up here, and there's lots of food and there's balloons. So why cry over spilt milk? You still got more milk. Don't worry about those 3 cups of milk that got turned over. Don't worry about that. Keep going. Be daring. Don't keep looking towards the light. Sometimes we have to heal ourselves because we have to heal the thoughts in our mind. We have to heal the things we're telling ourselves, because you have to stop and question. It's okay to have thoughts that aren't true, but what's important is to know that they're not true, because that's the only way you can heal from those thoughts. If you believe every thought that you have, if you believe everything someone ever says to you, whether it's good or bad, and you're not questioning if it's true, you're setting yourself up for a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort. So remain open, question your thoughts, keep your perspective wide. Don't just, even if you have a perspective and you want to stick with it because it just feels right, if that's your gut, then go with that. Always go with your gut. But if it doesn't feel right, question, why doesn't this feel right? Why is what I'm thinking not quite jive with who I am or what's going on around me? What's happening here? My dad always says, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So anytime, I never fall for a scam anymore, because anytime I see anything and it sounds like, oh my God, that sounds so perfect, like it's just right there, I can just pick it up, like, that's too good to be true. And it probably is, because we always want to believe that what we want in life should be really simple to attain. And sometimes it does just happen for us, and that's great. That's, we've manifested it to the point where it just showed up. But most of the time we have to overcome a hurdle or work hard for something. But that's not bad. That's just part of our learning process. That's just what gets us closer to our happiness, our healing. If you want to be healed, you have to question everything you're thinking and ask yourself, is this true? And if it isn't true, then you need to let it go and think positively. You just can't hold on to something negative if you know that it's not true. Because why do you want to walk around feeling like this poor girl? Why would you want to walk around feeling like that? What she's telling herself is that I don't have anything. Look what I've done. I've messed up. These all got knocked over. Everything's spoiled. The whole picnic's ruined. Is it though? Because you still have 2 more glasses. You still have plenty of food. Still got the balloons up there. It doesn't look ruined to me. So we don't want to be that person. We want to remember that we're powerful. We're our own guide. We can be focused. We have courage. We can be daring. The mystery of life isn't a problem. The only thing we're assured in life is that life will change constantly. It's never going to remain the same. If you want your life to remain the same day in and day out, you will be disappointed. So if that's what you want to be in life, is disappointed, I can't stop you from being that. I hope you wouldn't want to be that. I hope you wouldn't want to walk around feeling that way. And if you do, maybe question why you do. Why do you want to feel that way? What is it you need to heal inside of you? So let's take a look at your tarot cards. So first we have the Page of Wands. Then we have the 7 of Swords. And next, the 4 of Swords. Beautiful cards. Let's see what we've got going on here. Well, based on the lessons of these cards, like the Page of Wands is, there's so much in this world that can fill me with awe and wonder. It's not about just what we don't have, it's about all the beautiful things we still have. And this person's marching forward, not a care in the world. They're being daring, they're being their own guide. They have the courage to just say, you know what? I know that there is so much more in this world that's gonna fulfill me. I don't have to keep focusing on what I don't have. The 7 of Swords is, choosing the path of principle and ethics, even if it is more difficult, right? So remembering that as the guide here, you have the power to correct yourself, even if it's difficult, even if it's hard. You have to correct your own thoughts. You have to remember that you're powerful and focused and intelligent enough to know that even if the path is difficult, it's worth traversing. Because if life was simple all the time, we wouldn't learn anything. Everything would just be easy and we would learn nothing. It would just be all handed to us, and it seems pretty boring to me. I mean, some things it's nice to get handed, but I think it's kind of nice to have a little mystery, to not always know what's going to happen, and to get up each day feeling like, you know what, no matter what happens, I'm looking for the awe and the wonder in the world. I'm not going to focus on the negative, and if something negative happens, I'm just going to say, you know what, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just going to focus on fixing that problem and not focus on that it's a bad problem. Just focus on fixing it, and then I can move forward with, you know, the good in life again. So yeah. And then with the Four of Swords, it's, you know, you deserve rest, peace, and stillness. That's the lesson on that card. And that makes sense, you know. This poor wolf, or I guess it's a wolf, he's been tied up and stabbed through the mouth, and he's feeling like he needs some healing. That's what this poor guy looks like. So looking at him, I would agree. This wolf is in need of some healing. He has been beat up, and he's looking for some rest and some peace. And it's there. It's coming. But it's not going to happen until you realize your own power and start focusing on the positives in life more than you're focusing on the negatives. You know, learn to question your thoughts so that your feelings will correct themselves. Because I don't know if you've ever noticed, if you feel sad or upset about something, and because you believe a certain thing, you know, you're having thoughts, and or someone told you a certain thing, and then you find out from someone else that what that person said isn't correct, that this is the truth of the matter, or you hear from the other person or someone, you know, or during your own investigation, you find the facts and realize that what you were thinking was incorrect all along. Notice how your feelings shift. You go from feeling upset and sad to, oh, relieved, right? And happy. So that's how quick your feelings can change when you change your mind. So whether you need to be daring, whether you need to be a guide, whether you need to uncover a mystery, whatever it is, do it. Always question your thoughts. If they're true, okay, then what do you got to do? You've got to focus on them and fix the problem so that you can move on from it. Don't stuff it. Don't think it'll fix itself. Don't ignore it. Focus on it. Give it all your, you know, give it your all. Get over the hump, and then keep moving forward. So you need to be the guide in your life to provide your own healing. And I think the healing you need is by I feel that the healing you need is by correcting your own thoughts. I see this card, and I don't know if you hear that song, Turn Around. I'm aging myself again with that song. I just want to tell her, turn around. Like, you're focusing on all the wrong things, girl. Turn around. Yeah. Anywho, that is what I see for you in your reading. I hope it resonates with you. If it does, please like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. Please tell others about the June Bugs and Fireflies Tarot channel. And let's build our own little beautiful community here where people can connect on an emotional level with whatever they're going through in life. Whether you're an empath or you're not an empath, whether you're happy, sad, whatever you're feeling, I want to be able to connect with you and try and help in any way I can. Just even if it's just to give you a new perspective on something, or just to let you know you're not alone and I understand what you're going through, and try and give you any advice I can to help you feel better. So like I said, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in your next reading. Thank you so much. Bye.